Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and tonight is going to be another Pick a Pile live stream. And if you do wish to participate, if you are watching it on video, just focus on whatever situation you want to handle that you are currently involved in, and see which deck from the thumbnail is attracting you. Pick the deck, and right now I am going to draw from every deck and see what the cards are going to say about how is best way for you to handle the situation at hand. So the first, I'm going to show you now the decks here. And the first deck, it's called Quest Tarot. I quite love it. So that is how the deck looks like. This is the very least how the back of the deck looks like. And then the second one that you can choose from, that is, it's called Tarot Mucha. So that is how the deck looks like from behind. So that's the deck that attracts you. Very well, I quite like it. Then the third one that we have on our hands for tonight, that is the Shadowscape Tarot, and that is how it looks from behind. So that's the deck number 3 that you can choose from, and the final one. Deck that you can choose from, that is the R Novel, and this is how it looks like from behind, the R Novel Tarot deck. Right, so hopefully you do have your selection by now, and for everyone who chose deck number 1, let me shuffle and have a look what the cards are going to say about your situation. My girlfriend is Gemini, and I'm growing to love Geminis. Okay, so the first card, that is King of Swords for everyone who chose the first selection. The second card, it is the Nine of Wands. And the third one, that is Queen of Pentacles. Those 3 cards. And before I go to it, just forgot to give a few notes about the show before I move forward. So bear in mind that these are a generalized readings, guys, so you can use that information as a guidance, but very seldom that information happens to be exactly what you need to answer whatever question you do have at hand. So for a personal reading, you can go to my website, which link is written down below in the description down below, and there at the very front page you can see full list of my services, also their pricing. Now, other than that, you can to support the channel, you just have to subscribe. It's free, and leave a like if you like the video. Comment as well, which is going to help with the algorithm. And finally, if you do wish to support the show financially, you can do so using Super Chat or a PayPal, which PayPal link you're also going to find in the description down below. And anyone who does so is going to have a personalized reading at the end of the stream when I am done with the 4 decks. So with that said, the first one, like I said, the first selection has not Knight, but a King of Swords, Nine of Wands, and Queen of Pentacles. And right off the back, with the King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, that gives an idea that there is a much more into the situation than what you are either grasping or handling or straight away understanding from it. And that's why that situation that you do have, the best way how you can move forward with it is through a professional help, or rather a experienced help, you know, someone who have dealt with a lot of those type of, say, issues or predicaments, or straight away chasing up the same kind of goals. Such a help, so-called professional help, according to these cards, the very least, is gonna contribute big time into loading off whatever or taking off whatever load you do have right now, whether a load of a circumstances, whether a load of a requirements, responsibilities that you will have to tackle and that you are going to have to handle in order to push the situation going forward. And to top it all off, through quite of a, I can't really say heated, more of a profound discussions with that individual, there is going to be a very, very solid strategy that you both are going to be able to create, which will truly going to allow you to whether see a way through the difficult situation that you have to deal at hand, or make the progress in the situation at hand you have with as minimal issues and as minimal predicaments as possible. So just off the top of my head, that could be a physician or a medical doctor that will be able to make you the accurate treatment, or to put you the accurate diagnosis. The lawyer that is going to know to the letter what has to do with your case. Okay, the financial investment that is going to have the perfect idea for where to invest your money, and so on and so forth. But bottom line here is how to handle the situation, at least according to these cards, for every one of you who chose deck one. It's not gonna be able, you're not gonna be able to handle it on your own to the best of that the situation can be handled, and therefore it will be best if you do seek a help in that field. Or for example, that also could happen to be the couples therapist that will allow you to fix your marriage, and so on and so forth. So that is at least according to these cards, how everyone who selected deck one can best deal with the situation at hand at this moment. So right now I am to move to deck two, which is, like I said, Tarot Mucha. Let me shuffle. Right, again, King of Swords. Afterwards is the Three of Wands. And then is Temperance. So for the second selection, again, we do have leaning into a more experienced entity, whether a person or whether a organization. But here, the premise is quite different. So with that Temperance next to the King of Swords, it does look like that there are a lot of other interests involved into your situation, whether interests wanting to see you succeed, or whether interests wanting to see you fail, or whether just the interests that are using your situation to get by, okay, and they may have a completely different goal. The bottom line here, at least according to these cards, guys, it is that you will have to clash moving forward with a lot of different opinions, okay, and with a lot of different points of views, and everybody is gonna want to have their way pushed, okay, so they will want to have the way how to deal with things pushed and shoved into you so you can execute it and so you can preach it moving forward. And that's why it's very likely that you may find yourself quite confused moving forward, because everybody is going to be telling you different stuff. Oh no, you should do that thing. No, that thing is a stupid thing to do now. You should do this thing, and so on and so forth. And so you're going to find yourself quite confused. But among I don't want to say these people, but more like around you, there is either an entity or an individual, again with that King of Swords, that has a pretty well established patterns in the field. They have done this thing numerous times, and their success rate is almost, by the look of those cards, a 90%. And what it happens is that your case, it is going to happen to be quite interesting to them. I mean that they are going to view your case as a personal challenge of them, and therefore it's very big chance that you don't even have to pay, or rather like a pay premium for their services. For many of you as well, that could happen to be also a pro bono, because this individual is going to see it, or that entity, okay, either an individual or either a organization, is going to see it as a way to push themselves forward, as a way to challenge themselves and get to a greater heights. That could be a good advertisement for them, for example. And like I said, they're going to have a lot of established patterns in the field. Therefore, they're going to know the people, they're going to know the procedure, they're going to know the back doors, and so on and so forth. So for them, solving your issues, or at the very least allowing you, or helping you rather, to further your goal and to proceed with your situation at hand, is going to be a piece of cake. But nonetheless, it does look like, at least according to these cards, it is that they are going to take your situation quite seriously, and through their expertise and hopefully your tenacity, you will be able to push further and proceed with the goal that you do have in mind. Now, it's very important though, okay, although at the start I said that there are going to be a lot of interests involved, and as you are following your own interest, you won't be able to maintain a good terms with everybody, okay. It will be best if you do the best you can to how can I put it into words, to maintain neutrality. So, for example, instead of scowling and chastising other people for that, their way to you looks stupid and it's not efficient and so on and so forth, best is going to be just to maintain silence and don't make opposition where it is not needed. And lastly, following this, again, a professional advice, professional help, and so on, is going to make your living, is going to make your future so much more easier than it is right now, and is going to negate any kind of risks that you are going to have to take. So, to you who selected deck 2, it also comes to that it's highly unlikely, at least according to these cards, to be able to do the most out of your situation on your own. But like I said, around you, there is either organization or a person who is pretty profound in what you are following, and therefore it will be best if you kind of like entrust them. And somewhere in the next few days or a week, you are going to encounter that individual or that entity. So making a collaboration will be best that you can do. Will be one of the best things that you can do. Okay, so that was with the second deck. Now moving forward, we have third deck. Like I said, that is a Shadowscape Tarot. So let me shuffle and see what anyone who selected, or rather everyone who selected deck 3 will have at their hand, and best way how they can deal with the situation at hand. Okay, first one, that's going to be 9 of Pentacles. After that is Death card. And again, we do have King of Swords, the end. But here, King of Swords is a catalyst, is not a prime card. So what it shows to the Ace of Pentacles is that no one but you is most equipped, okay, to handle the situation at hand, but many will try to sell themselves in front of you, okay? Many will try to present and to pitch that you don't know what you're doing, but you know they know. However, according to these cards, that is not true. You are the most equipped, like I said, to handle the situation at hand. And the best way that you can do it is loading off, figuratively speaking, weight. So according to these cards, having the Death card and Ace of Pentacles here, okay, they do show that there are a lot of unnecessary stuff that you are maintaining. Either you are doing unnecessary actions, or you are maintaining unnecessary relationships, or you are pushing on unnecessary agendas, or there are some goals that you are following which happens to be quite unnecessary, in a sense of that they will just not going to provide anything at the end. And so the best way how you can handle the situation at hand is to let go of those unnecessary stuff that already had served their purpose and they no longer contribute in any way. That is no different than and I do apologize for the example here, but having an intimate relationship that it runs its course. I mean, you had your time, you had a nice time together, but right now you barely love each other. The only thing that you do is fight around, okay? And you aren't doing even sex that often, so there is just no point keeping it around. And so it's something that just needs to go. Why? Because according to these cards, it siphons out the sense of content and the sense of exhilaration that you may have on a day-to-day basis. And that is what is important for these two cards, Death card and the Ace of Pentacles especially, which is a primary card, want to have in order to deal with the situations at hand that they do have. And if you have in mind the situation that I just described, how to handle the situation at hand that I'm fighting all the time with my partner, and we are just, you're just not getting along in our relationship. It seems that is going down south. Well, it's already answered. It run its course. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know, I have to say it the second time, but you see what I am getting into. Because the point of here handling the situation at hand is to maintain and establish a harmonious relationships. And if, that one that you are in is not harmonious, there is no point going forward with it. So how to handle the situation at hand is, first, make an assessment. Is it harmonious or is it lucrative? And if it isn't, you cut loose. Okay, you just cut it loose, cut it from the bone, so to speak, and replace it, because that is how the death card works. So you have to replace what is not harmonious as a relationship, or what is not lucrative as a business venture, with, if not anything else, a free time that you can use it for yourself and pay attention to yourself and do your life and make your life rather better. But even if you don't have what to replace it with right away, is with that death card being there, such things like a lucrative business ventures, a relationships that can happen to be harmonious, will start piling up and wait in line for you to try them out and see whether it is something that fits you well or not. So to you who selected deck 3, for me the matter is whether you can say no or not. And being able to say no is a very, very big quirk and a trait in these days, and it's a very helpful one at that. So you are going to be, at least according to these cards, you're going to be tested into it. And I hope that all of you will be able to say it. When something doesn't suit you, just say no and walk away. Okay. And the final deck here, which is Art Nouveau, it's a French deck. So let me shuffle it and have a look what the cards have to say for you, and how is best for you to deal with your situation at hand. Page of Pentacles, the Tower, Queen of Swords, that's a tough one. It's a friend. That is a friend who is rather timid, shy. They don't want to invade your space, for lack of better expression, and they don't happen to be very pushy at that. So it's kind of like their approach is very careful. But according to these cards, that friend, because it could be just someone you know, it could be your neighbor as well, can see very accurately, for a lack of better expression here, the value of the situation that you do have at hand, or rather, where is the value of the situation that you do have at hand, very meticulously. They can see that, and also the pinnacles on which that value is standing. So to you, hello Ron, thank you for the 10 US dollars. Let me just finish this and you're gonna have personalized reading. If you don't have any situation that you do want to check at hand, I'm just gonna do a reading over what is that you need to know at this moment. And I don't know whether you missed something important or not. That depends which deck you chose. So yeah, it's more of a talking with that individual, having to be. I'm gonna sneeze. Yeah, I do apologize for that. So having to be reminded from a neutral perspective, why are you exactly fighting for it? Okay, and where the true value of it stands, right? And that way is going to happen that as you talk with that person, it's going to become obvious that some aspects of that situation you have, how you built it, how you built up the moment, it needs a rework, right? Whether how you built thank you, living girl, whether how you built the pitch for the mortgage, or whether how you built your business, or whether how you are building your house, or whatever it is the situation, or how you are handling, your dates and so on. There are going to be some things that it kind of like needs to be reworked. Not everything, but some of them. So the whole situation at hand can bring you value, but it will take some time. So that is a process that will be very slow and tedious, okay? And it does depend what kind of a person you are, but you may find yourself being very annoyed, being very, very impatient. But otherwise, if you don't do it here, the Tower card may take place, and you may, with your tenacity, you may do it in irreparable damage to the situation that you do have at hand. So it's very important to listen to those around you, which really care for you, because we do have at least one such individual that wanna kind of like steer you in a way that you're going to see the most value out of the situation. And that is very, very possible, like I said. But again, you need to kind of like put a brakes for a little while, listen what those around you has to say, and where is the value of that situation, and make the necessary restructuring. Some of them, they need to be restructured, some of the aspects, like some of the ways or some of the aspects, like I said, of your date or of your plan, and so on and so forth. And that way, you are going to end up possessing wealth. Now, wealth could be determined in a different way. For some is money, for others is health, for third is family, love, whatever you consider is wealth for you. That is how you are going to reach it. And that's going to do it for The 12 Taco, thank you for the $22.22. Thank you, Taco. Have you chosen a deck, mate? Have you chosen one? All right. Just give me a second here on. Okay. Well, deck 3 was a good one. Okay, it was a really, really good one. I like the best deck 3. And Ron, thank you for another $10. So, Ron, thank you, mate. So, Ron, hey, those are your cards, and healing it is. It's emotional healing, eh? So those are the 3 cards. Let me put my camera preview here. Okay, so those 3 cards. And so what is ahead of you, Ron? And what do you need to know? It is that very soon you will have an allowance. I don't know how to put it into words, but bottom line is that you are gonna get a gift, whether a big or whether a small. It could be just, you know, a bucket of flower, a bouquet, not bucket, but a bouquet of flowers that allows you, you know, to make a step toward someone, you know. But it's gonna come up with a gift, an allowance that will happen to be quite of a successful maneuver, right? Towards you, not just towards you, but you're also gonna feel like you know, you are up for a successful maneuver. Now, however, these cards are showing that you are gonna have a big reservations how to act in this regard. Now, 3 of Swords, which is primary card, with the 5 of Swords being a catalyst, it kind of resembles a situation, and this is why I asked whether it is an emotional healing here. It resembles a situation where, you know, someone makes a gesture toward other person, but the other person is so hurt emotionally that they are kind of like seeing that gesture and thinking, is that person joking with, are they mocking me in a certain way, you know? It's kind of like you are very likely, at least at the start, to see it as a trap, as see someone that wants to violate your trust, okay, take advantage of you, and in generally kind of like make a power play here. I love Mini Cooper, but you know, Ron, you don't have to make a super chat just to type, mate. I mean, thank you for your generosity. Thank you for another $10. And I'm gonna check your dream, because there is a way to interpret dreams with tarot, but it's not going to be about Mini Cooper. That is just how, you know, your mind is trying to give you hints, because I believe that, you know, we are in in a material world right now, but when we sleep, our mind is in a spiritual world and things are different. That is my belief, at the very least. And that it's just in the spiritual world, that the time concept does not exist, nor the matter, and therefore the mind there doesn't have the means to tell you exactly what is the experience there. And that's why, because the time does not exist in this world, you are capable to see the past and the future there, because they are a one. But, and I'm going to check your dream after I'm done with this reading and with the tacos reading. But yeah, and it does look like that there is going to be a very, very strong effort for you from the other side, for you to open up, right? For you to open up. It could be I use tarot for that. I do not recognize. I tried to start learning, you know, the symbols in the dreams, but it's so much memorizing, and it's and you know, you have to practice constantly, and I don't usually remember my dreams, so it's not gonna work for me. The bottom line is that what I am trying to say here, Ron, it is that a move toward a genuine, okay, I'm talking about genuine, not fallacious, move for your heart is going to be made soon. And good thing it is that this person, whoever she or he is, depending on your preferences, because it's going to align with your preferences, will have the patience to wait it out, you know, your healing, which at least according to these cards is going to be successful. And because Three of Swords, although a pretty rough mental card, it's very good for a emotional healing, because through the Three of Swords, a person accepts and forgives primarily to themselves, right? So once you stop allowing certain thoughts to twist and tangle in your mind through acceptance, okay, your heart is going to be opened, and I think that, you know, a beautiful love is ahead of you. All right, then Ron, ask a question that you want me to read for, if there is such, if you don't want the dream interpretation. All right, next, Taco. Let's have a look for you, mate. You're welcome, Ron. All right, Ron. Thank you again for your generosity, mate. Thank you. All right, Taco. It's these are your Lenormand cards. Okay. It's a travel choice, love, traveling choice out of love. So I do believe that you and your wife are gonna very soon start picking up where to get to go, either on a vacation or, you know, whatever. And let me see what's gonna come out of it. And for the record, Ron, my favorite car, if I can say that cars can be my favorite, I just don't get excited from cars, but if I get the say, a Mini Cooper it is. I just love the design. I like the car. Taco, the ship, by the way, could also count, but I don't see how they're going to interpret if the ship counts for it. But the ship here could also count for inheritance. Okay, that's the three key words is adventure, travel, inheritance for the ship. The card 22, which are the roads, that is a choice, and the heart, that is love. So that could be, I don't know. It doesn't work for me for inheritance. But bottom line here for you, Taco, is those three cards, the tarot cards with the Death, Ace of Pentacles, and Queen of Cups. And with that Death being up front, it shows that the current yeah, we are. But I said I don't know how to interpret them if the card is interpreted as inheritance. That could be the case, yeah. That could be the case. Which then we can count it as both meanings. Okay, so with that Death card, it will happen that the way things are going right now is not going to work for anyone. Okay, so that will require some change, not of strategy, but change of goal, which for you is going to be second animal. Well, probably this is with that heart there. Probably this is what we're talking about here, your second honeymoon. So the way that, and I'm gonna start giving it as an example here so you can understand me better. The way that the plans are going forward right now, at some point is gonna happen that they are not gonna work as well as you both want them to work with that Death card, and therefore some of the plannings and some of the aspects of this plannings is gonna be thrown out of the window and replaced through a help of probably an agency or a person that is very, very close to you. Bottom line is that this person really wants to see you both having a happy second honeymoon, really is counting on it. So that replacement which you are going to do, whether that could be a replacement of a destination, replacement of a hotel, okay, or replacement just of a tour operator. Okay, you may be planning to go on a cruise and just replacing the cruise with from one to another. But whatever the case, that replacement will happen to be first much more cost effective, much more in tune or attuned to your needs, is going to provide much more content, is going to provide much more exhilaration, and to top it all off, is going to fulfill the goal, completely fulfill the goal. And you're gonna start to buy insurance. What do you mean? Hold on. So at the end of the day, you are going to recognize when the time has come for you to kind of like make these substitutions, tackle, when you start seeing bumps in the road, and that some of the targets are happening to drop off on themselves. For example, you are talking with your wife that you want to stay at that hotel, but it happens that this hotel is all booked. So yeah, you may try to kind of like wait it out to the last moment and see if someone is going to drop off the booking so you can get there, or you can replace it entirely with another hotel, right? So seeing those aspects of your plan that are struggling to work, it's time to just, replace them completely. That is what we're having here, and these replacements will happen to be one of the best things you recently did. I mean, both of you is necessary to make those replacements. Traveling insurance, if you are meaning around just for the travel itself, like going from point A to point B, I think that the ticket itself is a traveling insurance. At least this is how it is in our country here, and I live in Bulgaria. As far as it goes for the tour insurance, the whole thing, that doesn't guarantee the experience. We're talking about the experience here, not that there is going to be problem with the tour itself. It's just, it's their second honeymoon, and in order to have it as pleasant as possible, those substitutions, change of plans for aspects of the current plan, tackle, that are struggling to work. Okay, or it may happen, mate, that you have talked, or rather like thought of, to go and visit, I don't know, Paris, but seeing what the situation in Paris is right now, you may kind of like starting to withdraw from that idea. Don't afraid to withdraw from it and just go visit Rome, right? That is a very, very good substitution. Let's check on your on your grant my inheritance. Yeah, but it's not up until then, but you are making plans now, aren't you? I mean, you're thinking about it at the very least. So let's check with one card how things are going with your grandma's inheritance. What does we have on the card, mate? A guy forging. It is forging right now. The details are clearing out. Okay, so it is getting there. So it is getting there, mate. Very soon will be ready to be executed. Well, I don't know. I mean, dreams, they very seldom are exact. In fact, is exceedingly rare that what you are dreaming is exact. For example, for me, I know that if I dream something bad, something good is happening in my real life, and vice versa. So yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes I'm I am dreaming something awful, and when I wake up, I'm saying, "Oh, thank God, I'm awake," you know, and something good happens. So yeah. All right, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your generosity as well. And yeah, I mean, we're going to have, or not have, but we're going to see each other Sunday, which is going to be lunar eclipse, I believe. Just give me a second here. Yeah, we do have a total lunar eclipse in Virgo, so that's going to be the live stream for Sunday. And I wish you guys a super wonderful and as well a nice weekend. And see you in a few days. Until then, bye.